beneath the rich soil of the Democratic Republic of Congo lies a very unsettling truth. The land holds some of the world's most valuable minerals: tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold. These minerals, often called blood minerals, power the technology that we rely on every day. From smartphones to electric vehicles, they are at the heart of our innovations. Yet the journey of these materials tells a much darker story. One of exploitation, conflict, and human suffering. To understand their importance, we need to look at what these minerals do. Each has unique properties that make them indispensable. Tin. It's used to solder tiny components in electronics, and without it, circuit boards fail. Tantalum. Extracted from coltan ore, they store electrical charges, and they are essential for capacitors in your phone or laptop. Tungsten. They provide the durability needed for cutting tools, X-ray machines, and even military equipment. Gold. Beyond its monetary value, it's an amazing conductor, making it critical for microchips and connectors. Together, these materials form the backbone of the devices that we use daily. But the processes of extracting them is far from straightforward, and often quite devastating for everyone involved. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, where many of these minerals are mined, the wealth beneath the ground often translates to misery above ground. Armed groups control large portions of mining operations, forcing adults and children to work in perilous conditions. Miners, they dig by hand, crawling into the dark, unstable tunnels. They lack protective equipment, and accidents are quite common. Toxic dust fills the air, endangering their health, while wages rarely exceed $2 a day. The minerals, once extracted, they do not go directly to manufacturers. Instead, they're often smuggled into neighboring countries such as Rwanda. They're mixed with other materials to mask their origins before being sold to refineries. And by the time that they're processed in smelters in China or Malaysia, any connection to their source has been erased. The numbers are quite staggering. Tantalum could fetch $200 per kilogram. Tin, $25,000 per metric ton. And gold exceeds $60,000 per kilogram. But these profits rarely reach the real miners who risk their lives to extract them. Recently, the Democratic Republic of Congo launched an investigation into Apple, accusing the company of sourcing minerals from conflict zones. And if proven, it will have serious legal and consumer consequences. Apple, like many companies, claims to follow ethical sourcing guidelines. But when you trace the minerals through the tangled supply chain, it is by far no easy task. Smuggling and blending practices make it nearly impossible to verify where the blood minerals truly come from. This investigation raises a very important question for all of us. How much do we really know about the devices that we use? The phone in your hand, the laptop on your desk, it might contain materials tied to conflict and exploitation. It's quite the sobering thought, and one that forces us to reflect on our role as consumers. These minerals make technology possible, but they also come at a profound cost. Efforts like the Dodd-Frank Act aim to regulate the trade of conflict materials, but loopholes and enforcement challenges do still remain. Meanwhile, miners in conflict zones continue to pay the price for the gadgets that we take for granted. So, what can we do? As consumers, we have power. We can demand transparency from the companies that we support. And we could ask the questions about where the minerals come from and push for better standards. The question isn't just about technology, though. It's about the cost that we're willing to accept for progress. These are Interesting Things with JC.